Hello everybody, this is Max121 and welcome to my first episode of my review show about Animaniacs. Every day in August Maniacs. In this first installment, we are going to be looking at the Animaniacs first week on Fox Kids. Before we begin, let's go over a brief history of Animaniacs. Tiny Toon Adventures was first broadcast in 1990 on syndication before moving to Fox Kids a year later in 1991. Tiny Toon Adventures was a series by Steven Spielberg and Tom Ruegger, loosely based on the classic Looney Tunes shorts. It featured cameos from some of the classic stars like Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Porky Pig, and Pepe Le Pew, among their younger counterparts, including Buster and Babs Bunny, Plucky Duck, Hampton J. Pig, and Fifi LaFume. The show was a smash success, and after 99 episodes, the show was canceled for a multitude of reasons, including the fact that there was just not enough ideas to really continue justifying the series going on. They wanted something new. The creators needed an idea, and Plucky Duck was the breakout character. With the Plucky Duck show, the Plucky Duck, the antagonist, got his own show, although only one episode was produced for the show. It was later adapted to Tiny Toons itself. And Plucky Duck show afterwards would just be reruns of Plucky Duck segments of Tiny Toons Adventures. Tiny Toons would later have try to get a real Plucky Duck spinoff with the name Animaniacs, starring Plucky Duck and a few other ducks. However, there was criticism of Warner Bros. The duck characters as main characters were just too cliche. There was already a show about ducks, Disney's DuckTales, and there were also other cartoons about ducks, like Darkwing Duck or some other cartoon, you name it. The duck show just wasn't gonna work, so they had to replace the ducks with new characters. But what character? Well, every character has basically been taken. Garfield's a cat, Snoopy's a dog. There are way too many bears. Yogi Bear, the Berenstain Bears, Winnie the Pooh. There are also way too many mice, but it's not like Animaniacs will care, as we all know, Pinky the Brain. But the thing is that the best idea was to have characters that represented nothing. Ink blots. These characters would be based on a redesign of Bosco the Talking Kid from Tiny Toons, who was redesigned because his original design resembled blackface. And so the redesign gave him dog ears and a dog tail. So Bosco would lead the way for designs for Yakko, Wacko, and Dot. And with all that under the way, the series was ready for development. Animaniacs would use a lot of the same crew that Tiny Toons Adventures briefly used, like Tom Ruegger, Sherry Stoner, and many more. Tress MacNeille, voice of Babs, would return to voice Dot Water, but notably, Charlie Adler, voice of Buster Bunny, would not be cast back, which made Charlie Adler extremely angry, which led to the final few episodes of Tiny Toons having Buster replaced by John Cassier. Rob Paulsen would voice Yakko Warner. Rob Paulsen previously voiced Foulmouth, and Jess Harnell would voice Wacko. Jess Harnell was relatively new to the voice acting sphere, as his most well-known role at the time was Brer Rabbit, who he played in Who Framed Roger Rabbit and the Disneyland ride Splash Mountain. Animaniacs would have the same quality animation provided by overseas studios like Tokyo Movie Shudshot, ACOM, Wang Film, and many more. Animaniacs would be a very magazine-style series, similar to Sesame Street, where segments can be of varied lengths and varied genres. And well, that's basically a brief history recap on Animaniacs. Let's get into it.